Item on the 21st. A small clister to soften and refresh the bowels of Monsieur Argan. What I like about my pharmacist, Madame Florent, is that her bills are always so civil. The bowels of Monsieur Argan. But it's not enough to just be civil. You must also be reasonable and not plunder sick people. 30 sous for a clister? This month, I have taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mixtures, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 clisters. And last month, it was 12 mixtures and 20 clisters. Therefore, I'm not astonished. I am not as well this month as last. Take it away. Let it be gone. No one? Toinette! Toinette! Oh, confound it all!
Coming!
You wretch!
Oh, you hurt me so much that I have knocked my head against the window ledge.
Well, what do I pay you for then?
Oh!
For the last hour?
Oh!
But you left me here.
Oh!
Be silent, you baggage, and let me scold you.
Well, you made me break my head.
I must give it up, I suppose. Take this away, prepare my broth for the next one.
This Madame Florent and Madame Pergon amuse themselves finely with your body. They have a real cash cow in you, I must say. I should like them to tell me what disease it is you actually have.
Hold your tongue, simpleton. It is not up to you to control the decrees of the faculty. Now, go get my daughter Angelique. I have something to tell her.
Here she is, coming of her own accord. She must have guessed your thoughts.
Wait a moment. Toinette, my walking stick. I'll be right back.
Toinette!
Well, what?
Don't you know what I want to speak about?
Yes, I have some slight idea that you want to speak of your young lover. You've talked about him non-stop for the past 6 days.
Tell me, Toinette, do you blame the feelings I have towards him?
I certainly do not.
Do you not agree that our meeting was purely faithful?
That's true.
That it would be impossible for him to act with more grace and generosity?
You are correct.
Do you not think, Toinette, that he is very handsome?
Well, now that is true.
That he has the best manners in the world?
Without a doubt.
That there could never be anything so tender as all he says to me?
Ah, you are right.
And that there could be nothing more painful than the restraint under which I am kept?
You are right.
But, dear Toinette, tell me, do you think he loves me?
Well, he is a man, so it's hard to tell. An act of love is seldom real, as I have met with many good actors.
Antoinette, if he deceives me, I shall never believe in any man again.
Shh! Mother is coming back.
Angelique, I have a piece of news for you which you may not have expected. I have just promised your hand in marriage. You're smiling. It is a pleasant word, is it not? Marriage. Nothing so funny to young girls. Ah, nature, nature. So I guess there's no need in me asking you if you're willing to marry.
I will obey you in everything, Father.
I am very glad to possess such an obedient daughter. They say that he is a tall, well-made young fellow, your future husband, that is.
Tall enough, Father.
Of a fine build.
Oh yes, his build is just lovely.
A pleasant fellow.
Most charming.
A good face.
Very handsome.
Of a good family and with good manners.
The best possible.
And speaks both Latin and Greek.
Really?
And in 3 days will be made a doctor.
A doctor?
Yes, he didn't tell you.
No, who told you?
Madame Pergon.
How does Madame Piergon know him?
Well, he is her nephew.
Cléante is the nephew of Madame Piergon?
Who's Cléante? We're speaking of your fiancé.
Yes.
Yes, yes, well, he is the nephew of Madame Pergon, named Thomas Diafaru. What's the matter? You look terrified.
Seems as though you have been speaking of one person, and I of another.
Oh, what? Sir, I knew you were ill, but to marry your daughter off to a doctor? This is crazy.
What business is it of yours?
What reason have you, if you please, for such a match?
My reason is that, saying that I am always so sick, I wish to have a son-in-law who's a doctor.
Are you really certain that you are truly ill?
Am I ill? You impudent hussy!
Oh, yes, sir, you are ill. Don't let us quarrel about that. But as your daughter is not ill, and she is to marry a husband for herself, what is the use in giving her a doctor?
My reason is that I'm always very sick, and a good daughter ought to be delighted to marry for the sake of her father's health.
Sir, shall I, as a friend, give you a piece of advice?
What is this advice?
Not to move ahead with this match.
And your reason?
The reason is that your daughter will never consent to it.
But I will have it so.
No, you won't, sir.
No? Yes, I will, or I will force her to do it, or I will shut her up in a convent!
You will not shut her up in a convent!
No! I will put my daughter in a convent if I wish!
No, you won't, sir.
And who's gonna stop me?
Why, you yourself. Oh, a little tear or two, her arms thrown around your neck, oh, my darling papa, will be enough to move your heart. I know you well enough, sir, and you are naturally kind-hearted.
I am not kind-hearted. I'm ill-natured.
Oh, gently, sir, you forget you are ill.
I command her to prepare herself for the husband I have picked.
And I decidedly forbid her to do anything of the sort. No, I will never consent to this marriage.
The audacity!
She'll obey me sooner than you.
Angelique, won't you stop that wench for me?
Oh, bother, don't make yourself ill.
I command you to stop her, or I will refuse you my blessing. Quite exhausted. Oh, come near, my wife.
What ails you, my poor, dear husband?
They have just put me in a rage.
Alas, my poor little husband. How is that, my dear pet?
That maid of yours, Toinette, has just been arguing with me for the last hour about everything that I wish to do, and has the impudence to tell me that I am not ill.
God forbid.
I know. You know, my love, just how sick I really am.
Yes, my darling, she is wrong.
Yes, my own dear. That jade will be the death of me.
Now, don't be so angry.
And I've asked you ever so many times to send her away.
Alas, my dear, it's just impossible to find good help these days. However, the girl is skillful and honest, and you know that we must be very careful who we take into our house.
They are shut up with the notary, and I think I heard something about a will. Oh, your stepmother won't go to sleep. I'll bet it's some conspiracy of hers against you.
Let him spend his money as he likes, as long as he does not dispose of my heart in the same way. Do you see, Toinette, to what violence I am subjected? Do not forsake me, I beseech you, in this, my extremity.
I forsake you. I would rather die. Oh, your stepmother thinks she has me wrapped around her little finger. But I've always been on your side. I will do everything in my power to help you. Trust me. But in order to better serve you, I will hide my wish to help you and pretend to sympathize with your father and stepmother.
Can you let Cleante know about the marriage they have decided upon?
Well, I have no one to do that for me except my old lover, Punchinello. Oh, it will cost me a few honeyed words, which I am most willing to spend for you. But it's too late for that. Tomorrow morning, early, I shall send for him, and he will be delighted. I'm called away. Good night.